Well, a very good evening, one and all, and welcome once again to the Studio Rats Live Q&A. It's episode 91. Who would have known we'd have stuck at it for a start? My name's Ivy.
Hi, Paul Drew.
And you are very, very welcome. Welcoming all our friends from Facebook, YouTube, and now Twitch. It's all very exciting. If we know one person, we know one person came from last week. So if we get two, that's 100% improvement, isn't it? We like that.
Awesome, yeah. Shall we get straight into it? Because we've been rewarded already by
there's a lot to talk about
by Nedamido. Cheers, Nedamido. That's very kind of you. He says, "Good evening and congrats on the retirement, Bruce. I've got my workout regimen, so I can't always make the live stream. What are the themes tonight?" Oh, okay. So it was just there was no question. It was just a super sticker. Cheers, mate. That's very kind of you.
Well, our themes will become apparent fairly shortly. However, we should, of course, just mention the first one from Bruce.
So Bruce says, last week I was 45 minutes late and missed the 2 live streams before that, all because somebody thought I needed to be working 3 p.m. in New York. So I solved the problem. Retired at the end of February at 69.
Good work, buddy.
Well done, Bruce. Good work. Now you can play some more guitar.
Indeed. Great. Should we carry on?
Let's get through. Let's get through some of these because
we have a lot to get through tonight, as it turns out.
We do. Pet says, "Evening, gents. Best get the Batman juice and fizzy snakes ready." Oh, fizzy snakes! Now we're talking. I love the fizzy snake.
My wife says they make her sweat.
Why that? Why do you want your wife sweating? Is that sounds all wrong? Everything's wrong. There's nothing.
That's nice.
What's that?
You probably don't like that. I really like that.
You're such a. I knew you'd like that.
I love
you'd
that.
Like
that. That finish is awesome.
It's lovely. It's a lovely finish. I'm not sure.
Maple type thing.
What is it? I wouldn't know what that is.
Some kind of I don't think it. Well, I thought Gibson would finish it like that,
no,
but hey,
it's not. It's definitely not Gibson. Look at the cutaway.
And the pot.
So geeky. This is all wrong, isn't it? Anyway, the Walrus 1968. Hiya, how you doing? Mike Aiton's in the house. He's listening while driving home.
He's out and about.
Yeah, he's out and about. Dave McQuillan. Evening, Dave. Good evening, guys. Hope you're all well. We are well. Hope you are well.
At this point, I should thank David for his very kind compliment to the David Gilmour Strat video.
Oh yeah,
basically said I was hiding my bushel under a light.
Yeah, you got some nice comments from that.
Yes, I like
nice.
That.
Nice.
That one.
He's double tapping. Double tapping. Larry North is in the house. Evening all and congratulations to Bruce. Good for you, sir. I'll raise a glass to you right now. Oh, and hello, Paul and Jive as well. Hello, Greg. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. Actually, no, we'll see him Friday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Did you get around to Munich listening session yet, Mike? Munich listening session.
As in I think the extreme.
Yes, of course.
The Nuno sessions.
Yes. Matt Everett's in the house. Hi from Dallas. Hi, Matt. Dave or Pavo. Evening all. Evening, Dave all.
That looks nice. Is that a Larry?
What, a Larry?
Yeah.
I don't know about Larry amps. Let's call
I've never heard of Larry.
I like looking at people's profile pictures. It's way better than my profile picture. Look at that. That's a nice Gretchy there. Stephen James. Good day, guys from Brisbane. Hi, Stephen. Matt Everett. Hi from Dallas. Paul, can a Boss IR200 pedal achieve a recording tone anywhere near as good as your Grossman Fat Box? Or is the Grossman on a completely different level of tone quality? Thanks. So interesting. Interesting point there. That's
because you're comparing chalk and cheese, but you want the chalk to taste as good as the cheese.
Oh, that's a good way of explaining that. I like that.
I've just come up with that. I'm keeping that.
I like that. Yeah, there's no reason why it can't. The only difference is that if you really like the sound of an amplifier, and you want to record in a quiet environment, the fat box there is great. James has got an SG box. You can't see it. James Studio's a right mess.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, the IR200 is fantastic. You'll probably find that you can get instantly better tones. That's the thing, because one thing is stereo, so you've got an amazing stereo reverb in there. But if you're talking about just the actual sort of amp tone, well, probably not, because I'm using like the matchless amps and the divided by 13s and all that sort of stuff that's over there, and then plugging into it and then miking it up inside.
How much is an IR200?
I can't remember. I think it's about 400. I think it's less than 400 quid.
All right, so let's say 400 quid. And how much is that matchless? A lot. 10 times more.
10 times. Yeah.
You'd hope it's going to sound 10 times better.
It doesn't sound 10 times better. I mean, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way that these things sound 10 times better, because they don't. And the R200 sounds fantastic. And the thing is, if you plugged in, I've been doing recording all day, and there's no way that, if I plugged in the R200 and I did some recording instead of miking up the matchless there to do the recording, I don't think anyone would say, "Oh, you didn't mic up the matchless," because the R200 sounds great.
Because and also to get a good tone out of the Grossman, you need good mics.
Mm-hmm.
You need, processing knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with the IR200, it's all there. It's all there. There's no messing around with extra stuff.
Yeah, much easier to deal with. I've got to be honest though, I've been fighting that. I've been fighting with microphones all day. But we can talk about that later if you want.
Okay. Yeah.
Come
back to that.
Matt, you'll love the IR200. You'll love it.
Definitely.
Safi, good evening. Good evening, Safi. How you doing? Bruce, thanks to everyone for the congratulations. Technically, I still own the company, just letting someone else run it day to day. Nice.
Surely that's the best way to be.
Definitely. How good would that be?
As long as you've got someone running it who you trust and isn't a moron, because let's face it, that's when companies go wah, 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 but I'm sure you have someone in place who.
That must be nice though, sort of knowing that your pension's going to be paid by,
Yes. All good.
Scooby Stapp, good evening, gents. Good evening, Scooby. Farid H, evening all. Hope all is well. Hope you are well. David Brose, hello mates. Hi David. David Olson, evening dude. Evening David. Larry North, blooming phone. Nuno, not Munich.
Don't worry, Greg. I knew where you were going. Don't worry.
JTK says, good evening, everyone. Cheers from Finland. Thanks, James, for showing that Gilmore Strat. Nice playing too. Yes, I thought your playing sounded exceptionally good on that Gilmore Strat.
I was going to, I'll go back to this. I was going to set up an aux and go through one of the amps, etc. And I just went for speed and the fact that I can go through all my Gilmore tones. It's all from the 11 rack.
Yeah,
that's all my 11 rack tones.
Nice.
Why do I need anything else? I love that thing.
Yes. No, I agree. All these things that we buy.
Yeah. And I'm still going back to something that's 12, 13 years old now.
Crazy, isn't it? Crazy.
Madness. Oh, hello, he's gone. Hang on.
Hold on. There we go. I'm back. I can do this. Anyway.
Crazy.
Michaela says, good evening, Michaela. How you doing? David Olson, Gilmore. Oh, yeah. Gilmore. Yes. I know I made a spelling mistake. People just get so weird about spelling mistakes. Huh?
They do, but I mean, to be fair, I get wound up when someone spells my surname wrong, and that's only normally one letter.
I know, but that's your surname. I wouldn't mind if Dave Gilmore actually said that. And unfortunately for us dyslexics, we struggle with spelling. I do my best.
Smelling.
Anyway. Huh? Smelling. Yes. Gal 67615. Hi guys, hope everyone is well, and you. Hope you're well. Duncan Mitchell, Alice Studio Rats. Hi Duncan. Oh, that's a nice guitar.
That's very nice.
I like that.
Something.
Has it got microtonal frets on it, or is it just a weird picture?
I think it could be a weird picture. I think.
Yeah. I like
Who
that. Knows? Z-Peps, greeting from Portugal. Greetings yourself, Z-Peps. That's a nice guitar he's got.
Yeah.
Pez, greetings, gents. Greetings, Pez.
That bloke will never come to anything.
Yeah, who? John. Alec Bourne, Media Mad Scientist. Evening all. Hope everybody's well. And you, Alec. David Olson. Sorry, James. Read comment I made.
No,
I'm guessing that. No, it was me. I
didn't write it, so it is.
I did. And yes, the thing is, yeah, no, I'm not gonna get into it. But I don't agree with making people feel small over spelling mistakes. But anyway,
anywho,
400 US. There we go.
Nice.
There we go. I think that's it's 400 quid. It's great, isn't it? Yeah. The only thing is, like, if you want to go and buy, Matt, if you want to go and buy a fat cab, whatever it's called, fat box, that thing, you got to buy the fat box, and then you got to buy the speaker on top. So don't forget that. What else can I say that? Yeah, so I've got a couple of speakers coming tomorrow. Oh, I've got something else to talk about as well. Remind me. Say valves.
Tubes.
Okay, tubes. Yeah.
Okay. No, we're English.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah. Remind me about that. Yes, a couple of speakers turning up tomorrow.
Cool.
And speakers can range from anything from fairly cheap to really expensive. I've got have you heard of Celestian Gold?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know a lot about all the different speakers actually, because I'm normally quite happy about this. I've got Celestian Gold, and they're pretty expensive.
Probably worth it though. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah, we will find out. We will find out.
What I want you to do as well is stick the stock speaker from the Katana in it as well.
Yes, maybe I should,
because that's lowest common denominator, isn't it?
Yes.
You should do that.
Yes. Evening, guys. Any more videos on Scuffham S gear? I will do, actually. I need to speak to Mr. Scuffham. I'd like to do some more, actually. I don't know if there's is there anything new out on it. I haven't used it for a while. If there's anything new on it, I'm sure Mr. Scuffham will be in contact.
Yes.
But yeah, I really enjoy doing those Scuffham videos, because they do sound. It's a really good unit plugin. Ridiculous Wonk, greetings from New Jersey, USA. Greetings. Bruce says, I know that you guys know my picture is my 64 Strat. Have a deal cooking, so watch out for a new picture that might be coming soon. Can't say anything else about it yet. Oh, Bruce, what happened? What happened to that guitar that Joe Bonamassa was going to buy off you? That's what I want to know. Do you remember that? Did he have a 54 or something?
Yeah, that's
nice.
Very nice.
349 for the IR200.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
Bargainings. Dilly Black, hi guys, learning some nice clean phrases from Paul's playing. Thanks. Oh, that's very kind. Cheers, Dilly.
As long as it's not from his speaking, you're all right.
Spelling, don't learn anything by my spelling. I would like to say, actually, because I have to use spell check so much, that when I typed in Gilmore, it changes it to Gilmore.
Yes, I'm. No, the thing is, I'm not mocking. I am so reliant on. What's the plugin one that you put on everything?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I can't remember what it's called.
Yes, that was good, actually.
It's very good.
Yeah, I need to do. Oh, yeah, I wonder why that's not working. That was
what's it called again? I've forgotten.
Grammarly, that's it. Yeah.
Really my emails and my typing would be illegible without it.
Right. Yes.
But hey, most people who can write perfect English can't play drums and guitar. So there.
It's true. It's true. Boss GX100. Were you aware? Can I just check something a second?
Certainly can. Oh.
Okay, it's out. Yes, I was aware. I thought I didn't know it's been released. Yes, it's very exciting. Yes. One coming. Don't worry about that.
Of course there is. I mean, like we would miss out.
David Olson.
Where? Or worried? I think he's got. Yes.
Where? What are we talking about here?
No idea. Carry
on. Okay. Ridiculous Wonk. Just bought my first Gibson, a Les Paul Standard 50s. Nice. Feels great so far. Haven't been able to crank it up loud yet. Any tips for reducing string rattle at the bridge? G string rattles a bit there on your bridge. That's interesting. I honestly don't know why your string. Have a check just in case your Adjustomatic. Oh no, you've got 50s.
That'll have a Tune-o-matic on it.
Depends what era 50s, but yes, I would have thought so. Yeah. I don't think they do any sort of 54 reissues. But anyway, sorry, 50 earlier than. Oh, you know what I mean. The ones before the Tune-o-matic. No, actually, the Tune-o-matic came in later than that. Anyway. If you got a Tune-o-matic bridge, which is the one
with the 2 bolts that you can then,
I think it's called the Tune-o-matic. Just check, make sure you haven't got something that's rattling down there. If so, just tighten it up a little bit, or just move the intonation posts and just see if that fixes it a little bit. You might find that it's right against the frame and it's rattling there, and just move it back a bit.
Sometimes,
yes,
I've seen both ways done. Sometimes, so you've got the bridge, and then you've got the string holder.
Mm-hmm. I know. And the
string. Sometimes people put their strings through the string holder. Sometimes people put their strings over.
Yeah, over the top.
Holder. So it becomes a lesser angle at the bridge, at the actual bridge piece.
The thing is. And yes, and I don't know why people do that, but that angle is important. So I don't know why people do that. Maybe it reduces tension a bit. I don't know. I don't know.
If anybody knows, please let us know, because we'd like to know.
Yeah, I'm sure Bruce will know.
There's some pedantism that going on, so let's not worry.
No. No problem, David. It's no problem at all. I don't take much offense to things. Drill Hippie, hi guys. If you record the IR200 in stereo and then double the part, okay. I'm just gonna see. I can spot a spelling mistake when someone else does it, just not myself. If you record the IR200 in stereo and then double the part, how do you go about panning, or just general steer on panning stereo guitars in general? Okay, so it depends on what DAW you're in.
I'd like to know this, because I know what I do, but I'd like to know.
Well, yeah, it depends. So it depends. It depends why you're recording in stereo. First of all, are you recording in stereo to get a big stereo width, or are you recording 2 separate microphones?
Or are you doing that whole doubling thing to get the big stereo, the faux stereo thing?
Exactly. So if you're getting the big faux stereo things, that's obviously hard panned left and right, and you're getting like a nice big sort of stereo pan. Now, DAWs like Pro Tools has 2 separate pan. If you're recording a stereo track, it has 2 pan controls. Okay, so that's controlling that side and that's controlling that side, so you can move them around however you want. If you're doing it in another DAW, say something like Studio One, for instance, I think Logic's the same. You get one pan control for the whole stereo track. Personally, I prefer it that way. I think it's much easier. And then, so the way that I look at it, if you're recording in stereo, you're recording the sound of a stereo guitar. You're not recording a stereo part as such, because there's no need. There's no need. If you're, that's all going to be done in mixing. So record the sound you want. And if that involves 2 microphones, so in effect a stereo track, you can pan all that over to one side, and then the other guitar, the second recording of the guitar over to the other side, if that's what you want to do. That's the way that I work. But how do you work?
So because I work in Pro Tools primarily, and this isn't just for guitar, this is for any stereo track where I'm doing anything other than just hard left and right. So for a keyboard part, for example, most of the time it's hard left and right, certainly for a piano or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, for overheads, it will depend if there are stereo elements in the effects path. So if there's a stereo reverb, for example, I would go my left-hand side, my left speaker feeding into stereo of a stereo pair would be left up the center, right all the way over, and the other one would be right up the center, left all the way over, to give me a stereo pair.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right now, I do the same for guitars. So if I've got a stereo guitar part coming in, and I've got two of them to give me the whole faux stereo
Yeah.
thing, I'll put one up the middle and one over, all the way over, and the other one the other way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'll have to try it. I'll have to see what that. Yeah, that's interesting.
I do it with toms as well. When I pan my toms, if I'm using something like CLA drums, which has a reverb element in it, which is stereo, I'll kind of make them. I'll move them in a block around the stereo picture.
Can I just say something about your guitar thing? Because if you've got one sort of panned hard left and then you've got one up there. See, for me, what I want to do when mixing is to move these guitar parts as far away from the vocal to give the vocal some space as possible without making it sound weird. So that for me, up the middle, because the guitar's got so many frequencies which interfere with the vocal, I always like to push that away from the vocal.
You could do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And often, and certainly for toms and drums and things, I will do.
Right.
I'll move them in like in a bank, if you like. But but also remember, when you do that, the signal's coming from the main signal's coming from your phantom center, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you do that, my theory is that you're actually making the phantom center come from over here.
Oh, interesting.
That's my theory. I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure whether there's any accuracy in that.
I'll try that. I'll have a look at that.
Certainly taking us down a tangent, isn't it?
Yeah. So we were over at James's studio where James is on Monday. Is it Monday?
Monday, yes.
Recording for the new studio rap song. Quite impressed actually. I thought it was going to be the sound of your room. I mean, I've heard your drums and I think it sounds great in that room. But I thought it comes together really quite nicely in that room.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, everything is on my side apart from the room. You know, good drums, good player, good chains, good mics, good everything. The weak point is the room, and it ain't that weak.
No, it's not that weak. No, I thought it sounded really good. Really good. It was really nice to get all the files back, and then it sounds better. That room sounds better than your old studio.
I think bigger.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
We got
hope that helps your hippie. Danny T says, "Evening, gents. I have a question about pedal buffers. Should I use one if I'm going into the effects loop of my amp head?" It's really quite an apt point.
Ooh, the clinulator.
The clinulator, right? So I haven't really got this going yet.
Right.
Danny, so it depends on your amp head. Have you got a buffered effects loop? So if you've got something like a Friedman, the Friedman effects loop is the best effects loop in an amp,
right?
Hands down, it's amazing. Mesa Boogie, again, really good effects loop. Matchless. 2 Rock. Shocking.
Any others put a silly noise on?
Huh? Yeah. And it's not really their fault as such. It's just that Friedman's done it so. Friedman and Mesa Boogie do it so well. So what's that? Oh, there's a ding. I don't know what that ding means.
That ding was my email, I think.
Oh, okay. So yes, I think it's worth trying. Something like the clinulator might help. But yes, definitely try. See what it sounds. See if you think it sounds better with an effects loop. Let's put it that way. If you're getting, if your amp is being affected, if you can plug into your amp and you play a chord and it sounds great, then you plug into your effects. You plug an effects pedal into your effects loop. You turn it off and you play it and you go, that sounds different. Then yes, you need a buffer. Thing is, some amplifiers, the send of that amplifier is not coming out at instrument level. Most pedals are expecting instrument level. it boosts it. So say that it boosts it to line level. Your input of your effects is going to be crapping out.
Way too hot. Yeah,
way too hot. So that's why you get something like that, and then you can adjust the input and the output. And this is what's recovery? What does that mean?
Morning after the night before.
Absolutely. And then you've got a couple of bright switches on this as well. If your effects loop, something like a match list, loses tone,
right,
so you can boost it up. But yeah, I think you'll notice a difference if you do.
Cool. Good advice there, Mr. Drew.
Hang on. Colin Sibthorne says, good evening, Paul and James. Good evening, Colin. Recently moved to North Devon. Very nice. So haven't signed in for a while. Rude.
It's great to have you back with us.
Yeah, nice. I don't know. Can you go back?
Yes.
That doesn't look like North Devon, does it?
I don't know. North Devon can be quite tropical.
It can be quite tropical. Bruce Brooks, I'll do a show and tell if the deal goes through. Nice. Oh yeah.
I love the fact it's a deal, therefore it must be a really good one, because it's not just pop into the shop to pick it up. It's a deal.
Yeah, nice. 11 racks going for £232 free post and package on the Bay of E. I
am tempted to get another one just in case, because I do use it so often.
Do you?
I really do. If I need a tone that I haven't got, and I've got quite a lot of stuff, but I haven't got everything by any stretch.
Yeah.
It is a really good first port of call for a great sound. And no one's ever said to me, "Ooh, that was recorded on 11 rack. It's got that 11 rack sound about it." That it's one of those things that's never been said. At this point, however,
has Pet done it again?
He has.
Oh, cheers, Pet. You're always so generous, keeping me and James in porridge.
Gruel. Yes. So an 11 rack would be another one. Might not be a bad idea at some point when I've got a studio.
We should do a video on it. We haven't done a video on the 11 rack yet, have we?
We haven't. We should do. I can talk about that thing for months.
Yeah,
I'll do
it. You could actually, couldn't you?
I probably could
just demonstrate them for Avid. So
yeah, I do know the thing inside out.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Right, nice. Let's carry on. on.
Pet says, only realised today that a fragment of the Toto song, "I Won't Hold You Back," was used as a melodic hook in a 90s dance song. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. If I have another chance tonight.
Yeah.
And Steve Lukather smiles and enjoys his trips to the bank to count his money even more, knowing that it was just a hook, just a rip-off.
Absolutely.
Actually, he does claim that in his book as well, which is quite interesting.
Duncan says, it's a grey guitar called a Skipper. Oh, nice. Just normal tall fret, same as Dunlop 6105s. It's nice. I think it's just the picture looks slightly distorted, so it looks like microtonal. That's a nice looking guitar. Those grey guitars are really good.
We liked those, didn't we, when we saw them at NAMM?
Yep. Yes, I like them a lot. I liked them a lot. And nice guy as well.
Yeah.
Steve Resendez, I would love to have a Boss Katana 100 Mark II preset modeled after your match list. It's good. That's a good one. I think it's hard to model because the Boss doesn't do that. It doesn't model amps. They're their own amps. You get clean amp, a driven amp, a high gain amp, and
a brown amp.
Yeah. It'd be quite hard to do, I think. But I'm sure like companies like Line 6 are quite good. And even better, a Kemper. You stick a Kemper profile and you've got the sound, haven't you?
That or a
quad Cortex.
Everyone's now saying the quad Cortex has caught up a little bit, haven't they, with the latest?
Oh, have they?
There's a lot of people saying, yeah, we might have been a bit kind early doors, but actually now it's not bad.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Oh, good.
Which is quite interesting.
You have to get one again then.
No. Too complicated for me.
Oh, Pet says he's got Celestian Gold in his Princeton. Pet's so posh. He's so posh. Pet, what do you think of it? Did you notice the improvement? Ridiculous Wonk. Are you guys stocking up on tubes, valves, considering what's going on in the world? Should we talk about this now?
Let's do it.
Yes. I made a big purchase yesterday of buying. How many? I bought 8 EL 84s,
Right.
and 2 or 4 EL 34s.
Right. So it's power tubes then.
Power tubes. You shouldn't need to change your preamp tubes.
Right. Okay.
Preamp tubes don't really wear out.
So unless they go microphonic, which does happen.
I think it's yes, it can happen, but most preamp tubes, or most tubes inside the preamp section, don't really need changing. It's your power tubes that always need
Interesting.
So yes, I bought a load. I think it's worthwhile doing. I think it's absolutely shocking what's going on in the world at the moment, but you know, unfortunately, Russian valves are very good. Sounds awful, doesn't it? We should.
The truth of the matter is, there are, because of environmental regulations and treaties and things, there are only about 2 countries in the world where you're now allowed to make valves. It's not a very nice process.
I think there's something happened. There's something happened with the Chinese company as well, where they make the is it the JJs? The ones apparently that the best valves you can get, apparently this is what I've heard from people that make amps, are the electroharmonics.
I also heard the word mullard was bandied around a lot.
Well, electroharmonics make a mullard, exact spec mullard valve,
right?
But yeah, I don't know where the electroharmonics ones are made. Are they the Russian valves? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, say this is not the time or the place to get political. I mean, it's shocking what's going on, and I think we just leave it at that, because that's not, you know. I did see one amazing meme this week on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it said, last week I was a vaccine specialist. This week I'm a current affairs specialist. And I thought to myself, that's exactly what it is. You know, everyone's got their opinion. And so I don't
think there is an opinion on this. There's either but anyway.
It's bonkers.
But anyway, we're trying to get a bit of respite from it, should we say?
Yes. Carry on.
David Olsen, just for clarity, I wasn't trying to make anyone small about spelling mistakes, dyslexia. Oh, David, honestly, mate, don't worry. Don't worry. I didn't
stop. Carry on.
David, honestly, don't worry, mate. It's not a problem. It's not. It's honestly, I don't take offense over that sort of stuff. 335 bike songs. I asked my daughter what her worst subject at school was that began with the letter M. She said spelling. Absolutely. Noise Monkey, just about to purchase Scuffin this evening. Impressed with your previous video, sounded great. Yeah, it's a really good unit, and they're a good company.
And it doesn't seem to be overly affected by what you're driving the guitar into it with, like so many of the other amp modelers or the amp modeling software. You know what I mean? Virtual amp software things. It's
really good. It's really you can change a lot with it, and the input, you can really get your input levels right, and it's really good. It's the best. It's the best as far as I'm concerned. It's the best amp software. David Bro says, I know it's obvious, but should I be stocking up on guitar amp tubes?
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot of tubes about. I mean, this is relevant. I do think this is definitely worth talking about. I think, you know, if you live in England, you know, for instance, there's the place where most people get their valves from or tubes from is Watford Valves. Am I right, James? Where did you get? Yeah.
Yep. I've never actually bought any because I've never had a valve amp long enough.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, because you don't really have it on all day, and you know, and you're probably not driving it. It's getting used for a specific job, and then it gets turned off. So your valves probably last forever.
My drum head's not so long.
Yeah, same sort of thing then, isn't it? I guess. Yeah. So what for valves at the moment? The prices haven't gone up, so it might. I think it's worth. I don't think it's worth sort of doing a toilet roll panic buy, COVID toilet roll panic buy. But I think it's probably worth having a couple of sets of having a spare set of power amp valves for your for your amp, because we don't know how long this is going to go on for. We don't know what's going on. So,
and on recent history, when the thing finishes, the panic buying generally doesn't for a long time after.
Yeah.
When the thing goes away, the effects of it don't for a long time. I'm thinking of large container ships blocking canals and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm still hearing from companies, "Oh, we're backed up because of Suez," and I'm like, that was months ago.
Yeah.
Just because whatever it is gets sorted out doesn't mean trade routes just start up again. Unfortunately, they don't.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know much about where all the valves are made and stuff, but I think it's probably worthwhile having a couple of sets, having a spare set anyway.
Yes.
Richard just sold the gold top for 38 grand. Not to Bonamassa, made almost 10 grand on it. See, that's big boys money. But that's the thing about buying sort of high-end guitars. I mean, I guess it could go the other way.
Oh yes,
it could go the other way, but the chance is that
one of our talking points this evening that Mike Ayton pinged us both about this morning. We'll come on to with my wish list of toy buying, but we'll get there in a sec because we've got a little way to go yet. But yeah, there's a couple of guitars on there that are, and have a price tag with it.
Nice.
Let's carry on.
Oh, okay, Michael P's in the house.
Howdy, y'all.
Shepherd, don't really get the signature guitar idea. Surely we should be striving to be ourselves and have our own sound, or am I just using this as an excuse for my ineptitude on the instrument? No, I think you're right. Go on, James. Can you talk?
I was going to say, I totally get it, but sometimes this is obviously harking back to my David Gilmour Relic Strat experience last week. God, that's a good guitar. Not just because it's got his name on it, but my God, that's a good guitar. I could play it. When you pick up some guitars, you can just play them really easily, and some they fight back a little bit, but you like it.
Yep.
That was just so easy to play.
Right.
And make good noises on.
It should be for the money.
Yeah, but they weren't that to start with. They weren't lots of money. We're not talking gold full money.
No.
We're talking a decent investment.
But that's a good investment to have. That guitar is a good investment to have.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you don't get signature guitars, I think you're right, Shep. I think there's certain guitars that are so specific to a particular player that they become a little bit useless to everybody else. The one that really comes to mind is the I'm probably going to offend someone here. Go on.
No, I know what you say as well. I think.
Go on. What do you think I'm going to say?
Who's that singer-songwriter girlie who's got her own Music Man, her own, and it's all cut off and weird and angular and horrible.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Okay, we'll come back to that. Yeah. Actually, I think that's a bit more. But like the Guthrie Govan,
Charvel.
Charvel or Sir.
Right.
It's just very specific for Guthrie, so it just sounds. You wouldn't really use it in a sort of standard sense, I don't think. But if you say you don't like signature guitars, well, what about Les Paul? probably, you know, one of the greatest guitar, you know, the biggest selling guitar of all time.
Yeah, probably up there, isn't it?
And it's yeah, and let's think of other ones. I'm sure there are. Yeah, there's probably got to be a few.
But there are a few signatures that I think, you know, Gilmour, Clapton, Bonamassa, Eric Johnson, those are the guys who I think of. When someone says a signature guitar, like even in the modern day, Lukather and Petrucci, you know, those are signature guitars, but they're very playable guitars in their own right.
But whereas the Gilmour one's not really a signature guitar, is it? It's a guitar that he owned, that they modelled, or that they recreated, copied. Yeah.
Whereas I'm trying to think of the girl's name, the singer songwriter.
Oh, you're talking about Annie, what's her name from? Yes.
Horrible looking thing.
Yeah, it's not a great looking thing, is it? I don't like it, but she's about there. Annie, someone will tell us. Yeah. Anyway, next one. Cheers for the comment. The Walrus. Hello, Paul and James. Are you going to do anything on the Laney IRT studio amp? I haven't used one in my studio. 3 channels, everything from cleans to heavy rock tones. It is fantastic. Yeah, we do hear a lot of good things. I don't know if someone else came on and was talking about
a couple of weeks ago we had my brain has just gone to mush.
Mason?
No.
A couple of weeks ago.
No. It'll come to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a James amp. That is. It is. No, and I think you should. Right. I think you should have a look at it because I think it's. I think that does a lot of the sort of things that you would want it to do.
You know who
you get it, and then I can try it out.
Yeah, you know who we could tap up. You know who's got great links to Laney?
No.
Mike Exeter.
Does it? Oh, of course he does. Of course he does because of
Mr. Ione.
Yeah.
I'll hit Mike up, see if he can introduce us to someone at Laney, because I'm sure he'll know all the right people.
Yeah, that would be really good actually. I'd like to review some of their combos and stuff as well.
I can walk out.
Huh? Yeah.
I actually did a video yesterday for another channel in Drop D. It was like, yes.
Paul Higgins says, hi from Belgrade. Thank you for answering my question on Monday, Telly Cabronita. I love a Telly Cabronita. Hey, look, I'm looking at his guitar. It's got Tom DeLonge.
Right.
And is that a Duesenberg as well? Nice.
Yeah, yes. I thought that. But
I can't remember what the question was on the Cabronita, but I do love a Cabronita. Oh, I tell you what, that's what I might be getting because I'm selling one of my Strats.
Right.
Because I've got that other custom shop Strat, so I don't need 2 custom shop Strats.
No.
I would really like a Cabronita. A Cabronita, James, is a the word or the Cabronita is basically a butchered telly.
Could you tell from my look of I have no idea what this means?
But they normally come with TV Jones pickups, so like Gretsch pickups.
Right. Yeah.
But they don't have to. That's not the
nice.
Yeah. Really, really cool. Pez says reduced brake angle apparently makes it easier to bend. Oh, well, there you go.
Okay.
God, how can it get any easier on a Les Paul?
That's true. Actually, it's pretty easy going.
Yeah. Dilly Black. If it's an ABR1 bridge, it has a wire which holds the saddles on. Just squash that wire. Try top wrapping, which will also reduce tension and also stop the bridge sagging in the middle. Brilliant.
There you go.
Every school day. Cheers, Dilly.
Actually, my idea of putting it around the top was perhaps the right idea. Just for
the bridge sagging in the middle. Wow.
Well, I suppose there's quite a lot of tension on them, isn't there? From those 2 pins either side, it's going to Well, there must be because that's why the finish cracked on the bridge on my Epiphone.
Yeah. DJT says defo string tension checks string saddles are sitting firmly in place. Nice.
It's all good.
The Walrus 1968. The Laney IT also has a built-in load, so you can use it either through built-in cab sim or IRs via the Headrush gig board. Via a 4 cable method. Nice.
Definitely, I'll reach out
Yeah, please. Yeah, that sounds good. Hold on. Let's have a look at. Now, how do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce?
Joao.
Okay, Joao Marcelo. Excuse me if we both butchered your name, Joao. Hi guys, great show. Cheers, mate. My Strat has an annoying buzz at the G string. It isn't
Put
fret.
it down. Put it down then.
It isn't fret buzz. It happens on all the frets. I put a string tree to discard poor nut angle, but the problem persists. Any idea? Okay, let me have a quick think here. My Strat has an annoying buzz at the G string. It isn't fret buzz.
It isn't fret buzz.
Yeah. Okay. Is it your saddle? Is the saddle buzzing? Let's have a look. So, we get a Strat. So I'm trying to think. I've never had. If it's not fret buzz, I'll be surprised if it's not fret buzz, and you think it's coming from somewhere else. It is. So I'd say something's loose somewhere. You might find that it's just a frequency thing, and the frequency when you pick a certain note. I have that sometimes on certain guitars.
I had it on a Strat once where the two screws that hold the pickups, pickup heights.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah, one of those rattled on a certain string, and I was hunting high and low to try and find the fret buzz, and it wasn't. It was one of these screws.
Yeah, because it like a certain frequency resonates.
Yeah. A bit of I think it's called not nylock, threadlock.
Threadlock. Yeah.
Threadlock. Dribbled that down. Couldn't sort that out.
Are your pickups too high?
That's another good one.
Because sometimes the magnets in the pickups can affect the way that the string vibrates. I've had that before. I think the best thing for that is to go and have a chat with your local luthier or your local repair guy. I think probably the best way. That's perplexing me.
If we have any moments of genius, well,
or anyone else, anyone else has got any ideas, let us know. Bruce will know. Bruce knows everything. Don't worry, Bruce. When I record drum parts, I use multiple mics and try to pan them a bit in relation to the position of the actual location of the drum kit, the drum in the kit.
Exactly right. How I do it. Exactly.
Very nice.
I even pan when I'm mixing. I pan as if I'm playing, so I pan drummer's perspective.
Right.
Because it would, and the only time I don't do that is if I'm doing it for video. Because obviously, if you heard the toms go, but you saw the drummer go, it would be weird.
Yeah, I think
Not that many people think that crazily, but hey.
I do hate drums, like mixing drums, because it's all right with you. It's all right with you. It's all right with you because you say like tom right or mid tom or whatever, or far right tom or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you get like drums off of someone and you've got to then sort of work out the overheads and then have a listen to the overheads to work out where everything's going on.
See, this is why my overhead naming system is so much better. I can't take credit for it as my own. It's a Steve Genowick thing. Overheads should not be named left and right. My overheads are named overhead hat and overhead floor tom.
Right.
Because that way there is no argument about which side of the kit they are.
Right. Yeah. Nice.
I'll stop now. But thank you.
Safety says, is stereo panning practically the same as mid-side mixing? No. Go on. You can explain mid-side if you want.
Okay. So mid-side in its so there's two things to mid-side. Mid-side mixing is different to mid-side miking. Mid-side mixing, basically some processors can allow you, say an EQ, for example, that may have a mid-side mode, will usually use the left-hand channel as the mid, as in stuff that happens in the middle. And then you can EQ things that happen on the sides, the side, differently. and that can give you some interesting effects. Normally what you might do is you take the low end out of the sides and bring the top end up and boost your bottom end in the middle to give you a kind of a body of the sound, and then some interesting stuff, sparkly's going on the outside. So that's mid-side mixing. Mid-side recording uses two microphones, a figure of 8 set adjacent to the thing you're recording, and a cardioid mic pointing at the thing you're recording. What you then do is you take the recording that you make with the figure of 8, you duplicate it, and you flip one side out of phase, giving you two sides, and then you bring the middle one up and you get an amazing... I will do a video on mid-side recording.
Yeah, you should, because it is interesting.
And for room mics, it's genius. If you want a really cool room mic sound, get yourself a figure of 8 mic and a cardioid mic and start messing around with it, because it can produce some really cool results.
Yes, interesting.
I'll stop now.
Interesting. Jason said, "Ding, fries are done." That's your email things. Maybe it is.
Yes,
maybe you're cooking some chips.
Yes.
Bruce Brooks says, "James, you're really on my shit list since your Strat video. Gave me a very serious case of buyer's remorse for selling my 11 rack. Sold it to a friend. Might have to get it back now."
To be fair, there's worse cases of buyer's remorse if you can pick them up for $250 on eBay.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it was 250 grand, that's slightly different. But right, okay, let's plow on through.
David says, "What's the difference between line and instrument level? Does it mean difference in current voltage? How hot the signal?" It's basically, the level of
and the impedance.
Think about, is it?
The impedance does change as well.
Change, okay. So line level. Think of like guitar pickup. Instrument level. Your guitar, the string vibrates over the guitar pickup. It creates a tiny, tiny electrical current, which goes out your guitar lead, plugs into your amplifier. Your preamp boosts that level. That makes it line level. That line level then goes into your power amp, which basically is the main thing that pushes out the volume out your speakers, things that drive your speakers. So with an effects loop, with most effects loops, it comes out line level. I think it's line level.
Yep.
Which is much hotter than
your pedals want, or are used to, or expected to see.
Yes, unless you have like studio-based effects, like rack effects.
Yeah.
Strymon effects. You can choose between line level and instrument level. So Strymon effects are brilliant for that sort of stuff. Boss effects as well. Boss multi effects, something like the 200 series, the 500 series. I think the 200 series anyway. The 500 series definitely takes line level. Hope that helps.
Yeah, it's like you shouldn't, for example, you shouldn't ever take the output of a keyboard and run it into what you might call the guitar level input on an amp, because that's not right. It's not.
It's not bad though. It's not bad.
It's not going to do you any favors in the long run. You need a line level input, not an instrument input. That's why modern audio interfaces now have line level inputs and instrument inputs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pet Moxie says, Huey Lewis and the News has took you both back in time. What advice would... Oh, it's taken... Okay. Huey Lewis and the News took you both back in time. What advice would you be given to your younger selves? Guitar, drums. Why Huey Lewis and the News?
Because back in time... It's a song by Huey Lewis and the News.
Oh, I don't think I know that one. What advice would you have given to your younger selves? Guitar, drums, general music. It's a really good question, actually.
I think it would have been to listen to more. So I was, when I was growing up, I was listening to the guys on the local scene. I wasn't listening to, Vinny and Dave Weckl and the proper drummers. I was listening to the guys in the bands in town. I wasn't listening to Rose. I think that would have been one piece of advice. I mean, I think one of the things that you know about me, Paul, is that I sit behind a drum kit and don't insult it. Vinny Colliuta plays the drums.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But that you could say that about anyone though.
No, but I'd like to think my standards pretty high. You know, I want to do a good job, and I think I'm a good player.
Yeah.
But Vinny plays the drums. I don't insult them.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that about anyone that's a master of their. They're still. No. I think you're wrong there. I think you're underselling yourself, and I'm not trying to polish your turd, but it's
better than that.
No, that's great because there's only a few people that are at that musicianship level as.
Yes, and I would love to be up there with them. I will never be, but you have to strive to. It's no good saying I want to be as good as Dave, who played last Friday night in the Dog and Duck.
Yeah,
where that's possibly where I was.
I see
when I was younger, and I should have been listening to better people.
That's interesting. I don't think that's bad though, because we always have. You can't start off as a kid thinking starting to play drums or guitar and then think I want to be Steve Vai, or I want to be Vinny Colaiuta. You got to go. Oh, I want to be playing. I want to do that. I want to do what that guy's doing in the local pub.
Certainly, I think it would have been listened to more music as a kid. Listen to a lot more.
I think that's probably what I would say as well. Yes, I think I'd have told myself stop listening to stupid 80s hair metal. I know it's a bit considering my Barnet now. It's a bit of a slap in the face, isn't it? But yeah, stop listening to 80s hair metal and listen to just better music when you're younger.
At this point, we have to.
Mr. Olsen.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Olsen has donated to the Porridge Fund. As much as I love, I don't know, why is it the Porridge Fund today?
I don't know.
Okay. As much as I love Paul's guitar gear vids, to echo James' comments about side mixing, I would enjoy seeing more recording mixing technique vids.
Okay.
Yes. I think, I mean, personally, this is the way that I see it. And this is something that I keep thinking this, and it's funny, this has got brought up now when it probably should be a private chat. But I personally think you should do all of the, you should do the high tech side of the Studio Rats videos, because that's what you used to do, and you're really good at it. And I think that should be it. But anyway, seconding Dave.
There are things are afoot that will free up my time a little for the next few weeks, months. So there's some good stuff going on. But yeah, I'll do it. I'll certainly do a mid-side. I'll do two videos: mid-side recording and mid-side mixing, because they are very, very different and good fun.
Nice. Thank you. That's very kind for our porridge donation.
Yes.
Awesome.
Speaking of porridge,
Nita Strategy String says evening strategy string. I do love that. Evening, gents. Salt or sugar in your porridge?
Maple syrup.
Oh, you're the man. That is
maple syrup.
Absolutely. I was going to say. Do you know what I do? I porridge every morning. Do you know what I do?
So do I.
Do you? Oh, this is the porridge show.
Right. So maple syrup. I have raisins in first. Yeah. Soak them in maple syrup for a bit while the porridge is cooking, because I do it on the hob. I don't do it in the microwave.
Oh.
Right. And then whop the thing on top, and then the steam really fattens up and plumps up the sultanas and raisins and stuff.
Oh, nice. I haven't tried that. I do strawberries.
Oh, that's good.
Crunchy peanut butter.
Oh, that's wrong.
And honey.
Honey's a substitute for maple syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah, honey's a.
Oh yeah, maple syrup. Yeah, without a doubt, way over honey, definitely. Anyway, cheers, Nick Strauss's G string.
Great.
Pet says I meant to attach that to the super chat. It doesn't matter, mate. You've we read it out anyway. Thanks again for the super chat. Danny T, James, I love your Gilmore presets on the 11 rack. Any way you can share them? Yes, you should.
I'm sure we can. Can we do it on the site?
Yes, we can. Since I've had the website done,
we don't know how to do it.
No, well, what's it called? What's that? WordPress.
WordPress.
It's so complicated.
Yep.
So there is a way of doing it. Do you know anyone that knows WordPress?
Yes, but he's the most difficult, not unreliable, but busiest person in the world to do anything with.
Okay, I'm sure I can work it out, or I can ask a mate who's.
There are 7 or 8 really good 11 rack presets that I've got for, my celebrity tones 11 rack presets. I'll happily share those. Nice. Some are good, some are average, but some are really good.
Yeah, you should share them.
I will. Giving away my pride and joy.
David Olson says Luke sold the rights to his early Toto stuff. Wow. How early is I won't hold you back. That is
that's from
that's quite early. No, it's not that early.
It's on Past to Present, which I think is their first greatest hits album, because it was greatest hits and it's like Dream Theater's greatest hit and 19 other cool songs.
A one hit.
Yeah. We're an hour in. At that point, should we go onto our talking points for this evening?
Okay, yes, and then we'll come back. We'll come back. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I'm thinking this is starting to happen more and more now.
Mm-hmm.
It's because we're getting way more comments.
Yeah.
And we don't like not answering all the comments.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll steam through the stuff. Yeah. Should we do news first?
Let's do the news first. And yes.
Okay. Where are we? Share. Here we go. Yeah. Yes. There we go. Okay, there. Starting here. So yeah. So this is. I think this is quite interesting. So it's Wolfgang Van Halen. Is obviously taking over his dad's company.
Yeah, of course.
With the guitars and amps,
mm-hmm.
But he's been seen with the Wolfgang semi-hollow.
Nice.
Yeah, it's quite cool, isn't it? So it's the same shape as a normal Wolfgang, but it's bigger and it's got the hole in it.
With a kind of a bass clef hole.
I
like that.
It's cool, isn't it? And I like the relic job on it.
Yes.
You don't see many sort of relic
modern guitars, do you?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, modern relic, sort of 335 style.
Yeah.
Style guitars. So I thought that was quite interesting. Again, another thing I think it's quite interesting. So PRS SE DGT is coming out.
That's going to be nice.
Yeah. So the DGT is, arguably PRS's most versatile guitar
that you sold.
Yeah, that I sold. But it's such a great guitar. They're great guitars, and they're bringing out an SE version. And I think we're going to see more and more of this.
Yeah.
Because how well the PRS have done over the Silver Sky SE. So there's that. Have seen this, James?
What?
Yes. Music Messer is no more.
I didn't. It's funny. I have been. What's the word? I have been saying this for some time that Music Messer is over.
Yeah.
Probably the last. But then they did say they were going to plan one for March.
It's a shame, isn't it?
March.
Because that was. Well, I was looking forward to going to that, but anyway. That's that.
I'm not surprised because basically they needed it for the Frankfurt Motor Show. Right. They needed to get Music Messer out so they could have longer for the motor show.
Right.
However, oh dear, Frankfurt is dead. Long live Nam. This is interesting for me because next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is the next 3 days of guitar auctions for Gardner Holgate.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some very interesting stuff in the offing, but most of all is the fact that Boone Gould, he of Level 42, his estate have obviously decided to get rid of all his guitars and gear.
Mm-hmm.
There's some very nice stuff in this auction. There's some, there's some not so nice stuff. I'm not going to say junk because one man's junk isn't the man's treasure, but there's some interesting guitars in this list.
Yeah,
and there's some very nice stuff in the Boone Gould collection as well.
There is some nice stuff actually. It's got a load of really nice guitars, and quite interestingly, a 5150. But it's got some nice amps. It's got a lot of good stuff going.
I mean, if that Hellcat and the 4x12 go for 600 quid, was it between 400 and 800? Is it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It'll go way higher than that.
I mean, that's a killer amp. That's a great amp. So yeah, quite a collector. So should we go through the stuff that you've seen?
Yes,
you're interested in.
Now, this is in no particular order of stuff. I mean, there's plenty of stuff on there I've gone, oh, I like that. This is the stuff that actually, for me, is ticking boxes.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot because I need want a guitar with P90s.
It's in the chainsaw case. I might be fighting you for that one. Oh, it's nicely smashed up.
Yeah, it's got some scarring on it.
I like that a lot. So that's a 78. So is that the Norlin era? Norlin era.
How on earth do I know things like that?
That would be heavy.
Great. It's supposed to be heavy.
Right. I think that's really nice.
Oh, I've got a lot of time for that.
Yeah, I've got a lot of time for that. That's really nice. You okay? Because it's got it's bound, James. I know you're not a fan.
Cope. Yeah, I'll cope.
Okay, you'll cope. Okay, so there's that one.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Now, it's an interesting guitar. I think the James Tyler headstock is the most revolting thing I've ever seen on a guitar.
I couldn't agree more with you. It's like, yeah, it's the headstock's wrong. The thing about the Tyler, and especially this one, I don't think that'll sell.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a vintage guitar. It's not a.
Well, it's just the wrong one. It's just the wrong Tyler for me. That is.
Yeah.
So it's got all this sort of 80s switching on it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I don't think people want that anymore.
I'm sure it does something.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it does. But and they're brilliant guitars. Those James Tylers are such good guitars.
There's the Vigier in the list as well, which is another one of those. They were amazing Super Strat style guitars, but just bored. But I think it's an interesting guitar, good one for the collection.
Yeah, no, and a really, really good guitar. Really, really, really well made guitars. You've seen this, haven't you?
I really, really, really want an Explorer.
Why?
Because I love them. I just think there is something really cool about the shape and the fight that you have to make with a guitar like that. I think that's an awesome guitar. Well, I won't get it because it'll it's a lot of money for a guitar that I really, really, really like, but probably won't ever really, really, really use.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's. I just don't get them. I just don't get it. Don't get those. I think that like you're looking for studio guitars, and that to me is not a studio guitar.
I know it's not, but it's so cool.
No. Why? Why would you want? Why?
Because Jimmy Page is your hero, and you love Stairway to Heaven.
Yes, I'm sure you do. But
no, that's not a guitar I want to buy. But
it's the covering on the scratch plate hasn't even come off.
No,
that's a brand new guitar.
Yeah, that's not one on my list. I have to admit, but I thought it was interesting.
This is the thing about this. It's 2001, and it's still got the scratch plate covering on it. That shows you how useless this guitar is. Look, it just hasn't got a mark on it. Isn't it? It's just like the bloke's gone. right, he's got it home. He's all excited. He played Stairway to Heaven once and then just went, what am I going to do with this? And he put it back in his box, put it in the loft, and now he's selling it. Nice. So you got a Gibson Lucille.
That's a really nice guitar.
Again,
hardly any.
Yes, it's still got the cover on the back plate.
Yeah. Often where there are sort of 3 or 4 nice guitars in a row, they've often from the same collector or the same seller.
Amazing. I think if I was you, if I was going to buy that or a 335, I'd rather go for a 335.
There is a 335 later on in one of the auctions later on.
Oh, what's this?
I really want a resonator, but I don't want to spend big money on a resonator. There is a national in the auction, but of course that's up for national levels of money. It's up for 100 quid.
Yeah, no, I guess it's worth 100 quid. Yeah, but anyway, okay, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this?
There you go. That's the other one.
Oh, that's got a nice finish on it, isn't it? That's like nicely worn. Do we know how old it is?
2010.
Oh, right. So must be a VOS one. Because it looks like it's been nicely worn. Yeah, sure it is. That's really nice.
It'll go for big money though.
What's it up for? I'm not sure. It'll probably go for. It's not that special.
Right.
It'd probably go for just over 2, I would say, up to 2.5. Because let's not forget, you can buy that new for not more than that.
That's true, yeah.
And that's it. That's me done.
There we go.
Stop sharing. There we go. Yeah, nice though.
There's some nice stuff in there. I mean, there's also amps and effects. There's also loads of memorabilia stuff on there. The next day is more amps and effects and some studio stuff, which is quite interesting. And then the third day is vintage musical instruments, so kind of violins and bows and stuff. Not really our world at all. Although my old man has asked me to bid on a particular bow for him.
Is he?
Nice. He said if it's what he thinks it is, it's worth, and it's up for the what's the asking price, the range. If it goes for within that range, he said it's definitely worth the investment.
Okay, nice.
Okay, because bows can be worth as much money as the actual instrument. Crazily.
Wow. Nice one.
Anywho, should we dive back into some of these? Oh, there's one other thing. One other thing.
What's that?
I have a studio update.
Oh yeah, go on. What's going on?
So I was going to get all. Because today is 4 months. It's 4 months today since we put in the appeal. Careful. Just stop playing.
Sorry.
Stop playing.
There we go.
It's 4 months today since the appeal went in.
Right.
And I've had a letter saying they are coming to see me. They're coming for a site inspection. About bloody time. And it's all very kind of COVID friendly. You shall not speak to us. You will not talk to us about the appeal. We are not going to tell you anything. You will not present us with any paperwork or anything. You'll let us in. You'll leave us to it, and then you'll let us out again.
Pussies.
I think that's mainly so I don't go, how am I doing? Have I got a chance? Is he going to get through? All that sort of stuff. As it turns out, I'm not going to be here. Jen's going to have to let me in and out.
Such a shame because, you could then point out that you could say, well, look, 2 doors away, whatever, he's done this, just in case they miss it. But anyway,
previous, as I found out, previous successful planning applications there's no precedent to it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, which is annoying. But hey, it's getting cleaser. It means maybe in a couple of weeks I'll have an answer, and then if I have to reassess my plans or whatever, I'll have to do that. But we'll work on it.
Nice.
At least it hasn't gone totally quiet, which is what I thought it had. Anywho, let's get
Z-Peps. It's a Taylor 314 CE. Nice. Great acoustic. No feedback, even with 2 octave Zach Wild at the Dame time. Great for slide lead. Nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Dave Olson, read the valves ting, modelling all the way now rather than purchasing Russian valves. Shocking situation. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, if there's a time to... The only thing is, it's not... Unfortunately, some of the lovely amps and stuff are made in decent places. But it's such a shame. Anyway. Michael Moore says, I don't see much attention being paid to the qualities of air. Air is quite elastic. It can be compressed. With the thickness of the air being an issue in a high altitude recording studio. Continued. Oh, this is...
He then says,
is there a gas other than oxygen, nitrogen in air that you could pump into your fat box and get a better sound? Perhaps methane or pure nitrogen. Nitrogen, for example. This is amazing.
Well, nitrous oxide wouldn't work. Now, this is actually quite... Now,
would it make it go high? Would it make the pitch go up?
You know the prince. You know why nitrous oxide makes your voice go up?
I think probably because it reduces your vocal cords.
Pressure on your vocal cords. Therefore, they contract, and you then go. I actually don't need nitrous oxide or anything like that.
Wow, it's good.
The fat box is not airtight.
No, it's not. No,
not airtight. And generically, or generally, not generically, we tune to A440 in a nitrogen oxygen mix that we call air.
Would it make a difference then?
Massively.
Oh wow! I didn't know this. This is every day's a school day.
Massively, because the speed of sound is different in different gases.
Yeah, but the tuning.
But the speed of sound is different. Tuning is different. Pressure is different. I don't know of any high altitude recording studios. I know of places where, like the Andes, for example, where there are musical instruments that are pretty high up in the world. I don't know how much difference it would make.
Where are the Andes?
Or the end of your armies.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good one though, Michael. Good question.
Sadly, I don't think we know the answer.
But that's interesting, isn't it? It's never thought of that. JJ in Russia, electric in China. Well, there we go. So I'm not buying JJs anymore. Now, funny, matchless come with JJs.
All right. Okay.
Electric harmonic, it's Russian, I believe. Oh no.
There we go. Oh well, we're okay.
We can't win.
Back where we started.
Oh, Mason's in the house. Hello to all the rats. Enjoying the show as always. Thanks, mate.
Great to have you with us, buddy.
Nice to have you with us. Brett Spencer, how about a non-musical questions? Favorite EPL team? What's EPL? I'm guessing Chelsea's football.
English Premier League.
I'm not a footy fan. Are you a footy fan?
No, I'll support my home team in as much as, when someone says, who do you support? I say Ipswich Town, but they're not in the Premier League. So,
my father-in-law supports Arsenal, so I'll go with Arsenal.
Quick, move on.
Nietzsche Strauss's G-string says, hey, Mason Vertex, top man. Yes, he is top man. Very knowledgeable person. Mason's probably listening to everything we're saying going, no. Right. Noise Monkey says, I purchased all my valves from Watford Valves. Might be good. Might have a stock up tomorrow. Actually, it'd be interesting to see what Mason says about that. About if he thinks that people should stock up on valves, considering the current climate and stuff. Nietzsche Strauss's G-string says, good stuff, Bruce. How much did you buy it for? Duncan Mitchell, JJ valves are based in Kadka in the Kusk region of Slovakia. Interesting. So not Russia then?
No.
Interesting. So what valves? I'm really confused. Tea time for Larry.
See you Friday.
Yep. Sean Shepley, some of us like. I think he's saying, give us a like. He's saying,
yes.
Click on the like button, subscribe, and all that sort of stuff. It really does help us if you can. So yeah, give us a like and whatever, please. It does help. Dilly Black, Tube Amp Doctor, Tad, good source, Hot Rocks, Nottingham, very good also. Also, JJ do come from Slovakia. No need to panic. No need to panic, Mr. Mannering. Oh, right. Okay.
Yes. So, Jason.
Vincent, thank you.
Vincent, thank you.
Yeah, St. Vincent. Yeah. There we go. Well done, guys.
You know the young lady singer-songwriter with the awful shaped guitar. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Vice Gem is an interesting one because the Gem and now the Pia. I really like the Pia.
You're wrong.
I know you don't, but I really do.
You're wrong. Hey, and he's frozen for that. He's frozen.
I haven't frozen. I'm here. I've just not got
John Mayer. Yeah, John Mayer. But the John Mayer one is very much a Strat. Or are you asking, do we like John Mayer? Is that the question? Or are we talking about signature guitars?
I was watching a video by one of our contemporaries.
Oh, yes.
Earlier on. Mr. Beato.
Yeah.
He'd be very upset by me calling him one of our
I think he would. I think he would. Yeah.
Where he compares.
Sure, he owns the internet as well, doesn't he?
No, and if he doesn't, he'll shout about it. Where he compares the musical stylings of one John Mayer and one Joe Bonamassa. And he starts off by saying their birthdays. What year were they born?
Bonamassa is 43, I think.
Bonamassa, John Mayer, and James Ivy are all the same age. We're all 45.
John Mayer, you're the same age as John Mayer.
John Mayer.
What happened? You have a really hard life.
We are all the same age.
Wow. I'm surprised. I thought John Mayer was younger than that, but
no, 45.
Yeah, St. Vincent. Thank you, Frankel. Brimar Hal. That's a good name. Dilly Black. DGT's a nice signature guitar, very versatile. They are very much so.
And yet he still sold it.
Wasn't using it. Why have something you're not using? That's very much.
Never say that out loud around my wife.
What's that?
Why have something if you're not using it? Why never say that out loud around my wife?
Well, it's different if you buy something for an investment and stuff, and whatever. I just bought tickets for the Aristocrats. Excellent. I've never seen Guthrie, and I'm really excited to hear it. Guthrie is awesome.
Yes.
I treasure the days that I had lessons from Guthrie.
And a really nice bloke with it. That's the thing.
Yes, he's such a lovely man. Yeah, very talented guy. Talking about signature guitars, what's your thoughts on the PRSSE Silver Sky? I still haven't tried one, Noise Monkey, but the Silver Sky for me is the best Strat. It's brilliant. I've got 3 Strats here at the moment. I've got 2 custom shops and Silver Sky. Silver Sky is so good.
Yes.
Let's see the Strat you're selling.
Which one are you selling? The white relic?
The Olympic white relic.
No, is that the one you got recently, or is it the one you've had for a long time?
That's the one I've had for a long time.
It is nice.
It's a bit bashed up, isn't it? No, it's great. It's a great guitar, but I don't need 3
Strats.
I don't need 3 Strats. And I exchanged I exchanged for my DGT. I swapped it for a custom shop Strat.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the other thing I could do is just to change all the pickups in the.
We do have those coming.
Yes, we do have them coming actually. In one of the guitars, and then just have it very different. But I think I really want. No, I mean, I say I want a Cabronita Telly, but I'll probably end up getting a DGT. I'll probably end up getting another Strat. but that's what I'm doing. I'm not selling it. I'm selling it to get another guitar. So it's that money stays in the and the reason we do it is because of the it makes more content. It's great for the channel and stuff.
And it's fun.
It is fun. I like thrill of the chase. Cowboy Studios. Good evening, guys. Late to the show tonight. No problem. Glad you're here with us now. Dilly Black. Strat problem is a nut slot issue. The nut slot has to be an angle, and has probably gone flat. Well, Dilly's Dilly's got all the answers at the moment. This is good.
Yeah.
Cheers, Dilly.
At this point, we should also hang on a second. Do this.
Happened again. Ah, Fernando Franco, you generous man. Are tactile control surfaces for mixing just a fad? That's a really good question, James. Can I just say something?
Yeah.
Before.
Yep.
I have had. No more. I've had more than that. I've had 7 different tactile mixing surfaces.
I've had 9.
Have you had 9?
9.
And I think the idea is really good. I think the idea is the initial idea of mixing with a tactile control surface. So tactile control surface normally means something with motorized faders. So you got the faders and then you set your mix. This for me is a useful part of it. It's the initial mix, and then you're hands-on getting the faders, getting the volumes right. Then pick it up, move it away, put it somewhere else, because after that it doesn't get used for me. The initial thing of setting up the mix, brilliant.
The only one. Now I've had. I'm not going to say all of them, but I've certainly had a very large number of them. I gave the Raven as long as I possibly could to get into it.
I had 2 of them.
Yeah, I've had 2. The only one I'm embracing, because it's so they've finally honed it down to what you actually need, is the SSL UF8.
Right.
But I don't use it for mixing. I use it next to the drums to control Pro Tools when I'm tracking, because that for me is what it's brilliant for. I can get mixes, I can tweak stuff in the session. When someone says, "Oh, can you just tweak that?" I don't have to come running over here. I just have to lean over and control the thing.
Yeah,
it's brilliant for that. When I'm mixing, if I'm mixing on the desk, obviously I've got a desk. But if I'm mixing in the box, to be honest, the tweaks I'm doing here and there are a fader ride of about that normally.
Yeah.
I think they have a place, and that place is on a film score where you are dealing with enormous sessions.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So is it bad? They're a nice idea. I think anything less than 24 faders, realistically, I'm not going to say is pointless for mixing, but it's getting pointless, because the whole point about it is to be able to work fast. If you're scrolling through things and panning around this, and it's pointless. That goes out the window.
That is exactly the point, because you end up setting up your mix down on the first 8 bank of 8.
Yep.
And you're sorting that out, and then you're going through it, and you're sorting it out, and you're happy, and then you go, God, the bass drum's too loud. You've got to go click, 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 and all the fades going click, 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 and trying to get back to the first one. It's just a nightmare.
Any less than 24 faders is pointless.
Yeah, I completely agree.
In my opinion. There you go. Right, back to it.
JTK. Sometimes the springs make. Yes, that's a good point. That's a really good point. That often happens with strats. Where you'll get a resonance of the tremolo springs in the back.
Jazz masters do exactly the same as well, because of the way the strings arch across the body.
Yes, so you can buy silent springs
that we've got foam in them.
Oh, I haven't seen them with foam in them. I didn't know that. That's a good.
You can get springs that have foam in. You know, on like Angle Poise arms for microphones.
Yeah.
Comes a spring reverb on your mic.
Yes.
You can now get the springs that have hard foam, not foam, like felt inside them.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So yeah. I'd really recommend having a look at the. Yeah, well done, JTK. That's great. Good point. Duncan Mitchell says I had the same buzzing noise on my G string and my Strat too. It was the springs in the trem. I use all 5, so I put a section of sponge behind. Yes, I've done that on a couple of Friedmans that I've had. Talk about spring noise. How does that happen on the 22nd fret?
No idea.
Don't know. Where are we? Have I lost my?
What marbles?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't see where we were in the list of questions. Gus says, "Why do you think Boss chooses not to create exact replicas of popular amps, a la Line 6 and Fractal? I love their modelling, but sometimes I wish the Tweed combo did the Tweed thing."
Possibly licensing. You know, to say something is a. I heard. I saw one company call a particular style of amp a sheriff because they couldn't use the word marshal.
Marshall. Well, that's the sheriff is also made by Victory Amps. They make a sheriff, which is the plexi.
Yeah. You know, a few people. I've done things where I've seen a plexi called a perplexed.
Oh.
You know, a boogie, Mesa boogie's been called a bogey.
Bogey or a tread plate is the classic. Classic rectifier thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It could be just licensing, or it could be them just doing their own thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they actually do modeling as such with Boss. They sort of create their own amps. I don't know if it's, you know, I don't know what their technology is for modeling or just creation, but I know what you mean. It would be easier if it was a little bit more. Yeah,
agreed.
Gal 7615. Hey guys, I bought the Cat 1 tone pack and it's fantastic. It was dead easy to load on my Cat. Oh, brilliant! Cheers, Gal. I'm glad it worked.
That works.
Yeah. Jal says, thanks guys. I will try the flat nut angle. If it isn't pick up high, it's the same problem with my that Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum has on one of his Strats. Yeah, definitely try it. That's the spring on the back, Jal. Lock them all back. Lock back the trem. And then see if it still does it. If it does, then you know it's a spring, and then you go and get some silent springs.
Yeah.
Gal says, are the tones deliberately treble heavy, optimized for studio or YouTube broadcast? What's the best way to tame them a bit? Thanks. By the way, string buzz, it'll be a badly cut nut. Deliberately treble heavy. So just dial back the dial. If you'll probably find that you're using a more trebly guitar.
Yeah.
So just
or you attack harder. Or you hit the strings harder.
Or lighter.
Yeah. One.
Different.
We're all different.
Yeah. Yeah. Just dial back the treble a bit. I'm trying to think of other things that would help. Yeah. So have a look at if it's a gain patch, have a look at the overdrive, one of the boost pedal, and dial back the treble a bit, and the mid control, drag that back a bit.
I've been accused of putting way too much gain on mine. On my presets, and yet when I play them, I'm like, maybe I don't. Maybe it's a different way I play, different guitars,
and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Marquee FX, greetings, folks. Greeting Marquee FX.
Indeed, they do.
Walrus 1968. Paul, did your review of the Grossman that you sold to James? Oh, sorry. I see. Did your review of the Grossman that you sold to James make you buy the new one you've recently shown us? Did you regret sending to James to make you buy it, to rebuy a new one? Yes. Yes. Yeah. No. So James brought his over, the one that I used to have, and plugged it in and went, "Oh, this is great." Because there is a difference, you know, plugging into like an attenuator and a load box. There is a difference.
Definitely.
You know, like playing through IRs and that sort of stuff. And do you know what really made me change my mind? Or not, because I'll always use IRs and load boxes. But the thing that really made me go, oh, this was a speaker in a cab, was when we went round to Clive's house.
Yeah.
And we were playing through big amps, loud. And it was just so much fun.
Yeah.
So even though it's great, you know, and it's a nice recording tool to use, IR loaders and stuff, you know, playing through speakers.
There is something about giving it some beans and moving some air, isn't there?
There really is, yeah. Joe, not a nut problem if it still does it on the last fret. I see what K Michael P was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
More likely a saddle problem. I think all of the above. I think just definitely test all of the above.
But only change one thing at a time. You won't find a fault if you try and change everything, or try and change everything a bit. Absolutely. Change one thing, then you'll find the fault.
Yeah. Safie says, thank you so much for the pro audio wisdom as always. Best explanations ever. Oh, cheers, Safie.
Oh, we do our best.
Safie, that pedal you sent me is getting a right roasting. It's a great pedal. That. Thanks for sending it over. Bruce says, great show so far. I'm enjoying this retirement thing. First stream in a long time that hasn't been interrupted by 10 phone calls.
It's the way forward.
K Michael P, I hear someone telling that would be the truss rod nut. No, I doubt it'd be the truss rod nut. Thanks, Jewel. I will try all suggestions. Sorry about my English. No, not at all. English is better than mine. Do you demo line 6 products? If so, would you guys demo the new Catalyst line of combos, especially if they're a good pedal platform? I've been asked that about 5 times today on comments.
I know someone at line 6 who we could speak to.
Do you? Can you sort that out? Because I don't want to go on. I don't want to buy one to have to because I'm not going to keep it.
I will speak to Adrian.
So it'd be nice to be lent one for a bit.
I'm sure he's still at line 6 because he was very upset when I told him I thought his impulse responses sounded shit because they did.
Oh, so now we've got no chance of being sent this.
No, we're mates. But it's all good.
So hopefully, Marky, we'll get that sorted.
Yep.
K Michael B says, Bruce, welcome to the change in life. One more day closer to death. Jeez. Well, I guess we've all got that. Joe Marcello says, have to go to rehearsal now. Cheers to you all. Have a good rehearsal, mate. He's 5 years closer. K Michael P says. Nita Strauss's G string. K Michael P, we're all one more day closer. Retirement or not.
Oh, it's gone well, isn't it?
He's only joking.
I know.
He's been retired for 5 years. Dilly Black, why no thumbs up? Come on, guys, support this free content from Paul and James and all this free content. Cheers, Dilly. Thank you very much. Yeah, give us some thumbs up if you can, guys.
Subscribe, hit the bell. Hang on, is here somewhere? Is it? I can't type it. I can't get to it.
Good thing. It's not a bad thing. Bruce, instrument level is in millivolts. Line level can be about a volt or so. Ah, interesting.
That is.
What the heck is portage?
Porridge.
Oh, porridge. I thought it was as in porridge, as in like
porridge. Porridge is, what do they call it? They call it
they do call it something, don't they? Oats. It's oats. It's
dried
oats.
Oat bran. Oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Yeah.
Oatmeal. Yeah. Oatmeal. Yeah. You Americans, you have words that don't make sense. Certain things
like zucchini.
Eggplant. The way they pronounce herbs, it's got an H in it. Herbs.
It's like herbs, but that means something else.
Yeah.
You might have found your man there, mate.
Oh, Bruce does WordPress. There we go.
He's just gone into retirement, and we're just about to drag him out of it.
Yeah, Bruce, just got some work for you. Pet Moxie says, porridge, frozen berries, flaxseed, and a few. This man's posh. You can tell this man he's doing it proper. Let it go down first before a long run. Don't want to get caught short. Absolutely. That's all going to come out. It was on Toto 4.
Toto 4.
Interesting.
Okay. I don't know that I'm as well as I think I do. Oh well, still a good song.
Yes. Steve Ball says, good evening, guys. James should also do some should also do some drum videos. See, that's why I yawned, because I was thinking about drum videos. Sorry, Paul, I'd love to see you do something using Easy Superior Drummer being triggered from an E-kit. I know you hate them. I don't hate them. I don't hate I used to use them all the time.
An E-drum kit is a bit like playing through an Axe FX or not an Axe FX necessarily, a Kemper or a modeler. The latency is what kills you.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Yes,
It's the same thing. It's like it's just there's a feel difference, there's a timing difference.
Right. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah,
it's not the sound per se; it's the feel.
It's the dynamics as well. There aren't any.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
I tried gigging on one for ages, for about 3 or 4 months, and I actually gave myself tennis elbow because I was playing so hard to get over the fact there was no dynamic range in the thing.
Well, the old Simmons pads, I know, loads of drummers had problems with their wrists after playing Simmons. Hit the hard Simmons pads.
Yeah, awful things.
Exonic.
Yes.
What? Hold on. No. There must be a question. Exonic. Is that the?
I don't know. But that's completely caught me off guard.
No. Yeah, Joe. Let us know. There's probably from a previous thing we were talking about. Let us know what you mean, and we'd be happy to talk about it.
Yeah.
Bruce Brooks said, I had a double neck SG about 40 years ago. Still have scars from the hernia operation. Brent God, what do you guys think of Hampstead amps? Really good.
Really, really good. The guitar player in my old band had one, and I thought it was a great noise.
Yeah.
Lots of lovely headroom.
Yeah, nothing bad to say about Hampstead amps, apart from they don't reply to any emails.
No.
Yeah. Joe stay up. Check Beard guitars for the resonator, like a mile or two from my house. Nice one, Joe.
I will have a look.
Yes.
I bet they're not as cheap as that Fender, though.
Yeah, probably not. Just in case. Any thoughts on that pedal show? It used to be good, but the past couple of years it's fallen off a cliff. Controversial maybe, but I stand by it. They're obviously two very knowledgeable guys that I think come across very well. And I personally like the pedal that pedal show.
It's a bit, obviously, I do play guitar and I play to a reasonable level, but it's a bit too far down the
cork sniffing.
A little bit for me.
Yeah.
But that's someone who can cork sniff a drum kit with the best of them. So
I like that. I personally, I like it. And I definitely think there's a place for it, as in and you can see by their subscriber amount that that people love it.
But also, generally, all sites, all platforms go in peaks and troughs. It's very difficult to keep building and building and building and building forever. Because there are only so many people on the planet, and there is the classic case of you can only please some of the people some of the time, all of the people some of the time, all that phrase. Yeah.
And also, it is hard making content, coming up with different ideas for content. It's really hard, and those guys have been doing it for so long that like they've got to try and reinvent videos. I think they do. They're great guys, great guitar players, and I think they do a good job. Jeff Rock just joining evening, or good evening, Jeff. Bruce, are you guys still going somewhere on Friday and cancelling the Katana? Yes, we are. We're in Sheffield,
the Steel City, as it were.
Yes. JJ is not Russian. Been made in Slovakia for years. What valves are made in Russia then? Maybe there aren't. So I've just spent like a couple of $100 on valves for nothing.
Well, okay. So put it like this: I've heard from other companies recently that it's not just China and the AKM fire that's causing chip shortages.
Okay.
I'm hearing that the whole Russia Ukraine issue is becoming very relevant for capacitors.
Oh, right. Okay.
Various other components. So, yeah, making this stuff is not a nice process. Making germanium diodes, for example, is not a nice process.
No.
So they don't tend to do it in the holiday hotspots.
Right, understood. Joaton says, I love the guitar videos you guys have had up lately with Gibsons, Fenders, and PRS. Have either of you had much experience with Gretsch guitars? Yes.
I'd like one. I actually quite like yours as well.
That's a guitar you should get, as opposed to looking for bloody Gibson Explorers. You should get yourself a Gretsch. There's man.
It is nice. It is very nice.
Someone the other day said that is a horrible color or disgusting color or something. I think it's a brilliant thing because I love the green, and then on the sides it's like a light, and the
it does stand great. I do like the orange one, as in the what's his name? Chet Atkins orange.
It's the same. It's the same guitar. It's the same. I forgot what they call it. What the model is?
Country Gent.
The 6120.
Yeah.
It's the same shape. Same shape. Yeah. No, they're great. They're really good guitars, actually. Gretches. Really. This is a proper one.
But even the electros the electromatics are really good guitars.
Yeah.
They're not, and also they're not cheap anymore either. They're not like the cheap copies or cheap knockoffs. They're just the second tier of Gretsch.
Yeah.
Which would instantly stop you buying one, but it wouldn't stop me.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to play it. Anyway, yeah, the best thing about a Gretsch is this. I just love the Bixby trims. I think they're absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I just tried to play that. I could play it.
I know you were.
We got it.
Right. One for Bruce.
Oh, here we go. How do you pronounce a Y and a C and an N in concession? God, that's unique.
I'm going to go with. I've got nothing. I've got nothing.
Can we call him YN? Let's call him YM.
Yeah. Sorry.
That doesn't offend. What's the difference between Class A amps and Class B amps? That's a really, really good question.
But we can't answer.
It's a really good question, James. I think this one's for you.
No, I've got nothing.
Class A, as far as I know, and this might not be true, and I know I'm going to be shot down in flames. I've got a Class A amp, which is the Matchless Lightning. I think is Class A.
It's to do with push, and pull amps.
Is it?
And I don't really know much more than that. I would be trying to bluff my way out of it if I tried to dive in with any more than that.
Isn't it something to do? I thought it was something to do with. So, actually, no. Yeah, let's not get involved. Let's not get involved. Bruce. But someone will be able to answer this question, and it's a question actually that I'd like to know as well. So thank you, Wayne.
And then, of course, add to that, what's a Class A, Class B, and Class AB? Because there is.
My Lightning's Class A. I'm sure it is, because so some amps don't have. I think Clive explained this. Some amps don't have standby switches or don't need standby switches.
I don't know. I'll not agree.
So Jeff Rock said, I went to the Wirral Guitar Show on Sunday. Oh, nice. Everyone looks so pleased to be out and about. Brilliant. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, it'd be great. Absolutely amazing to be out and about. I was thinking about driving up, but I didn't. We had family stuff instead.
Nedamido says, John Mayer, I'll be clearer when I comment on things you talk about because I don't remember the context of the conversation right now. Ha ha. You were talking about a singer-songwriter that I know. Nice. Yeah. Excellent. Bruce says, need to Strauss's G-string. If you were referring to the Gold Top, it was an all original 50s with a big factory Bigsby purchased in the very high 20Ks. Oh, nice.
Good work.
I'd have struggled to sell that on, I think. Need to Strauss G-string. James, Bonamassa and Mayer are the 2022 version of the band Corner Shop. Do you remember Corner Shop?
Brimful of Asher on the 45.
Why are they 2022 version of the band Corner Shop?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
This made me laugh. I'm a white relic.
Yeah, after your Strat.
Today's electroharmonics tubes are hand built in the reflector plant Oh, so the electro-harmonics ones are Russian.
Right.
Oh. But then, yeah, no, let's not get into it.
No.
We're trying to have fun tonight. Nita Strauss, G string. Bruce, I was just being a numpty. You said you sold a guitar for 38 and had made 10 grand on profit, so I thought it'd be funny to ask how much you bought it for. I let myself out. James Law, I'm not going to say it's pointless, but it's pointless. What's pointless?
I don't know. I don't know. Me, probably.
Cowboy Studios. Any God recommendations on Studio X?
Definitely the wrong channel for that. Although I did get thrown out of a worship tones group for the head rush worship tones, and I thought I'll post. Yeah, I got thrown out because none of my posts were head rushy enough or worshipy enough. Sorry.
Oh, that's a shame. So any good recommendations on Studio Rex? Just outgrown the one that I already have, says Cowbell. Installed 8 73 style clone preamps. Nice. Ooh.
And a
Ferrofish ADDA converter. Nice.
I will suggest, depending on the style you like, the company I use for all my stuff now are a company called what are they called? They're based down in the south. They're based down in Somerset, and they are called Chunky Studio Furniture. And they make all this stuff out of reclaimed timber, out of reclaimed railway sleepers and scaff boards and things like that. And it's all ace. It is absolutely rock solid. And if you like a kind of woody, kind of more grungy look, it's brilliant stuff. I like it a lot.
If you'd like something a bit more polished, Alder and Ash, who make the pedal boards, they do nice racks, sort of posh woods and stuff.
But I bet they're expensive.
Oh yeah. I imagine
a 6U rack in Chunky Studio is about 80 quid. It's very cheap. Competitive. It's not cheap.
Yeah. Summer Nam. I don't think you're not going, are you?
I can't go. I want to go, but I can't.
I spoke to Keith today, and Keith, Keith, who you did drums for that time.
Yeah.
And he keeps trying. Keith was talking about Gearfest.
Yeah. Gearfest at Sweetwater.
So yes, if we're going to do that, we need to consider.
Yes.
Whether we're doing that, but I need to speak to you about that anyway.
Yeah. That's not for ages though.
June 24th and 25th.
Oh, is it really? Okay. Well, maybe I might be going then. Okay, we'll see. Yeah. We'll talk about that tomorrow, all over the weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
Like we'll have time.
Dilly says, no need to buy anything for Strat spring resonance. Just wrap a small piece of PVC tape around each spring to damp them. Nice.
Works. Yeah.
Nice one. Did you guys ever get to try the Boss limited edition tone bender TB2W? No, I didn't. I did ask actually, but I think there was such short supply, and they cost a fortune now. Personally, I don't get it. I don't understand. The tone bender circuit to me sounds. I'm going to get in trouble, aren't I?
Go on.
I don't like it. I just don't like it. If you want to sound like like one of the worst guitar tones of all time, and I know I'm going to get told off for this, is what's the Rolling Stones fuzz tone? What was it? Satisfaction.
Yeah. Oh, it's god awful.
It's awful.
It's like having a duck.
And I know there might not be a tone bender, but it's that sort of sound.
Mm.
It just sounds like a broken
amp, a broken valve.
Yeah.
We need to pick up the pace. We've got a few to do, and we're gonna get through it.
Okay. Yeah. Jeff Rocks, spring noise solution. Cut strips of foam. I use the foam from a pickup box. Feed one to each spring. I hook it on the discarded end of a zip tie, fold it over, and then put it through the spring. Good tip.
Great shout. Yeah.
Kevin Harris says, is it better to buy an expensive do-it-all guitar or several budget specialty guitars? That's a really good question.
Oh, I would go one really good guitar, personally.
I think I would.
because one good instrument is going to improve you. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to, you're never going to go, oh, I wouldn't necessarily say a Strat or a Les Paul. I'd say something like a PRS, because you're going to get the best of both worlds enough out of it.
Yeah. Also, if you buy an expensive do-it-all guitar, if you get it for the right price, if you buy a second-hand one, you'll never lose money on it.
Whereas budget specialty guitars are not going to be worth what you pay for them. They're just not.
Yeah, I think get a really good guitar and then save up to get another good. So get a really good Strat or get a really good Les Paul, and then a Les Paul
the other one.
I think so. I think that's the best way of doing it. But yeah. I'm sure lots of people wouldn't agree with this. Interested in the new TC Electronic Infinite pedal, but I'd like to know your thoughts on similar type pedals. I don't know anything about the Infinite pedal yet.
What do I know?
We'll look at that. We'll look it up, David, and we'll check it out next week. I'm surprised it didn't come up on our feed. Joe Doss says my comments got deleted. Oh, what happened there? I asked if you'd seen the Exonic Airstep cat foot controller for the katanas. Stay there.
You haven't got it, or have you?
Where's that gone?
I've got it.
No, you haven't. You haven't. No, you haven't.
Okay.
I've got one here. So there's the Airstep cat. Haven't been able to use it yet because you need you need your phone to control the software which programs it, and unfortunately they haven't done the iOS software because James and I both got Apple phones. So it's coming out though. It was supposed to be out already actually, but I guess they're a bit behind. But some other was out of context. No problem, Joe.
Sorry. Yeah.
No problemo.
Who doesn't do iOS first?
Yeah, that is very strange actually. But yeah, maybe.
Okay.
David Mano says, "Hey fellas, one of the best things about you guys is you answer every question. Some other channels only answer what's convenient for them, and DGSC will be the new name of my piggy bank." Yes, but that's probably because like that pedal show, they've probably got thousands of people watching, and they'd be there all day if they did answer every question. Well, we're slightly more.
We're more selective with who watches us.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, we're selective.
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
Oh God, we've got a few of them. Okay, let's burn through them. I thought you guys always went for a full. No, I'm definitely not. I do love the idea of a. I never eat a full English breakfast.
The only time I do is if I'm in a hotel before a cheer competition and I know it's eat now, because that way there's a fair chance I won't eat later. That's the time for a full English.
Jim Simmons says, if tubes become harder to get and cost more, why cannot some electronic company come out with an electronic valve replacement tube? That's true, actually. Why is that?
They did, and they were terrible.
But surely technology. Well, even if they did, probably us guitar players would say, "Oh, it's not like the real thing."
Yeah, of course they would. Yeah.
EHX valves are made in Russia.
Yeah.
There we go. What's the best option to upgrade my Katana One speaker? Go on, James.
A creamback.
Greenback, yeah, nice.
Cream back.
Yeah, and a creamback either, and the Neo ones sound quite good as well.
Yeah,
and they're lighter. Tommy Emmanuel is playing in Cardiff this Saturday. Nice.
Sounds like fun.
He's a talented man.
Yeah.
Black Electro Harmonics and all the brands they own, made in Russia. Mallard is EH brand. Oh,
yeah. Okay, there we go.
Softex made in Russia, I believe.
Yeah.
I put a call into Elon Musk about this tube issue. Yeah, he can sort it out, surely. Dilly says, no cap issue coming from USSR. Not wanting to sound like I know it all, but just retired from 33 years in passive component business for the biggest cap maker in the world. Is that cap as in
capacitor?
Capacitor.
As in baseball.
Fernando Franco says, if all of my guitars were olive green, I would be a happy man. Love that, Gretch.
There's a great phrase, isn't there, that how to get another guitar by your wife, buy all guitars in the same color. No, I've had this one for years.
Yeah. Sorry, mallard, not to be confused with vintage mallard. Oh, interesting. With Gretsch, is there a huge difference between their Filtertron pickups and their Broadtron ones? Filtertrons, actually, I can't say because I wouldn't like to say because I don't know enough about them. But in my Gretsch, they are TV Jones.
Yes,
TV Jones ones, which I know are just a bit more. I think they're more of a premium that I think they put on that particular model for some reason. Norwegian spell checker is not great for typing English.
Sorry about that. Here we go.
Bruce Brooks. Basic Class A single-ended and output tube is on all of the time. Class B uses two sets of output tubes. One set for the positive side of the sound wave and one for the negative side. A-bit is hybrid. Awesome. See, you can always trust Bruce. Sorry, 200 character limit prevents full explanation. Not a problem.
That's a great place to start.
Yeah, we understood. Because all of you are 45, you even sang it, James.
Brimful of Asher on the 45.
I see.
Get it now.
Very good, very good. Jim Simmons, if tubes become harder to get and cost more, why cannot some electronic Okay, we've done this, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, yeah.
No way, go figure. You have one.
Yeah.
Soon get round to it, mate. As soon as get round to it, Joe. As soon as they release the software, we'll do that. I have a TB2 and I'm coming to the UK this month. If you'd like to try it, yeah, I would actually. Yeah, if you're coming anywhere near Surrey or the deepest, darkest Essex,
or if you fly into Gatwick or Stansted, we can help.
That's true.
Yeah.
Next one, Safety says, David, hi. You would like the EHX Super Ego? It's much more versatile than TC Electronics Infinity. Nice.
I'm getting there. Come on.
I'm really confused about Electro Harmonics because I always thought Electro Harmonics was a New York company.
I don't know.
Okay, well we can look that up. Don't worry, we'll sort it out in the week. What is the best tele neck pickup to complement the bridge? I have a P90. Do get more balls on the tonal shift. It's too great. Trebly bridge versus bassy neck. Yeah, that's a downer about P90s, I think. Are you talking about a P90 pickup, or do you want to replace it with a proper sort of telly lipstick neck type thing?
Yeah. I don't know enough about pickups. I really don't.
But the one that's in my the one that I put in my Esquire is really good. That was a Seymour Duncan 59, I think. I really like that. Really like that one.
Does sound good, that Strat. That Les Paul. Telly, sorry, it's late.
Okay.
I've been looking at the computers for hours.
Yeah. Bruce says, compared to that pedal show, you guys prove that bigger is not always better. Oh, you're very kind.
Oh.
Still at it, gents. Yes. Still at it. We're just about to...
Actually, John, no, we're not.
just about to close the doors.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. As ever, it wouldn't be anything without you. Glad we got through everyone's questions and all that sort of stuff. If you do have any questions during the week, please ping them to us via the website, or you can find us on Facebook. Find us individually or as the Studio Rats on Facebook and all that sort of stuff. Once again, we're not going to go down the getting political route, but our hopes and prayers are out to everyone in Ukraine right now.
Absolutely.
And we will see you again for more of the same next Wednesday. So until then, from myself and from Paul, we'll see you again soon. Take care.
Cheers, guys.